Like there's a lot of physical down, right? Shred through that armor. That is ticket, that golden key to get to the main stage of MSC here. And talk about wild, a Ballman in this pickup for Team Falcons. We'll see if that's going to go ahead and carry the Falcons forward, or will the Huns Esports make it through with a lineup we've seen similar before, but the box are now in the hands of Still Meta.
It's interesting. I would have imagined that Boyette would have started on the opposite side to play for the strong lane, but right now, early trades forcing Kenny out again. Mistakes being thrown early, but Still Meta coming to compensate.
Oh, man.
Oh! Concussive Blast already getting him. Nicely done from the side of Still Meta. I thought he was going to flicker just a little bit sooner there, but either or, this is still a very good start for the Huns.
Yeah, man, it's like when you see the Baksha mid-air, you're flickering already. You know, it's like you want to be a little early on that one. So unfortunate that also the flickers burn and you die. So with the Huns Esports, they're going to go ahead and get things going. Boyette, this is... I mean, we talked about this, I feel like, what, on day 2 of the wildcards, we were like, oh, maybe Ballman comes through. And now that you essentially are going to see in the hands of Boyette, this could end up working really well because your early damage is already pretty good in the mid lane, but also having Troll, for example, on this Cho, there's potential for you to get some good pickoffs even before the Way of the Dragon comes through, or once you have it, even more so.
We also talk about the response from Boyette after seeing the Boxia show up into the mid lane, notice quickly, hey, he doesn't actually have his purple buff, instantly goes for the invade after. So just really on the ball here for Boyette.
Yeah, good usage there, good game sense. So Meta, obviously level 4 anyway, just going to be able to go ahead and do what he needs to do. The Turtle's coming up here in about 8 seconds as they get in position up on that top side.
And look at the adjustment, right? After stealing, immediately running to his own purple buff, and then going to the top side to fight for strong side. And look, now it's a 2v1 scenario where Sanji has already beaten up Kai to a pulp, and now Still Meta is here to compensate. But even so, Tortoise Poisson's already down. This should be pretty free for the Falcons.
Oh, man. Okay, Turtle up. Boyette's going to go ahead and do that. The rest of Team Falcons will go ahead and zone out the Huns. Whoa, Sanji.
RWM also going to get called down here. They probably should have gotten the RWM down first before they call Sanji to flicker forward. But hey, that's fine. They still get the Turtle. They got everything that they were looking for.
Yeah. Troll nearly there on level 4. Good decision there for them not to kind of get overstepped and go for too much. Again, they want to go ahead and build up, get things going. Now that Troll's level 4, they'll look for the picks. He might run into the rest of the Huns.
Oh, and he gets... Oh, the flicker just in time. Nicely played by Troll. And he also had the third hit of G could know, just in case. Boyette doesn't get the steal, unfortunately, but he did have to commit his ult. Even so, he still has an EXP lead over Still Meta.
Yeah, it's just a bit. Nothing too crazy. Still Meta again on this box show. There's a reason why he's banned so much. He's able to go ahead and go around the map quite quickly, taking some camps too from Team Falcons if he can. So there's not too much for them to actually go. If sometimes they want to utilize their flickers or not to set up, if it's not available, you kind of just don't have much that you can do if you're Team Falcons with this lineup. You know, it's not like Ballman's going to come out and surprise anyone. You're going to have to kind of wait for the kick to be there.
Assassin Ballman, back at it again. Just jump scaring you over walls when you're 1 HP. Now, as we see this game continue to progress, despite it first blood going over to the Huns, the gold is actually dead even, right? Like the amount the side laners from Falcons is actually winning their lanes and actually absorbing a lot of these crabs is honestly keeping the Huns in check.
Yeah, keeping them in check right now. Retribution used, Still Meta. He's catching up slowly, man. As said, you kind of expect this with Baksha to be on your side of the jungle. Boyette's going to go for him. They've got the kick available. There's no flicker here for Troll, but they might want to try to collapse down on Bunkai if they can, or at least burn a battle spell. Turtle's coming up. They can make their way there for that. It looks like we're going to just see the next team fight for this. Sanji, though.
Okay, Sanji, fortunately, has to get on out of there. The stolen RWM was used, and now the counter RWM from Comfort only catches onto OU's side. Boyette doesn't find the execute, unfortunately. That's going to be 3 really big ults compared to 2. The ult economy looking just a little bit better for Falcons.
And kind of weaving through these fights with ultimates. Battle spells too. Fight for the Turtle though, second one of the game.
Here comes the attempt. There is no Fatal Links, but now the Zaman Force as well as Yuki able to try and make things happen. Still Meta finds one as Troll gets the Way of the Dragon onto Kenny's side. However, the Zaman Force has not ended, and Boyette finally collapses.
Yeah, that's too bad. Again, there's not much to do as a ballman, but now still meta.
Doesn't have the kick, so they can't really follow through on this. However, they do have the bravest fighter. And that does mean that at least purple buff Steel coming in from still meta. Now he overtakes it.
Okay. That's what as you saw in that turtle fight, man, that's one of the things about Boya. It's like, you really only have a dash. If you get trapped into a choke point, you're not going anywhere. That's one of the weaknesses, obviously, in comparison to a Baksha who, you can jump over walls.
And, yeah, you have enough time to send your postcards off to loved ones as you're just taking the damage. I mean, really, it's a tough position to be in here, and you can see the lead from the Huns really being distributed well amongst their members. Even for someone like Bunkai, who is having a bit of a rough time in the lane, but these team fights have pulled him back into equal footing.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, again, battle across the map. Troll's going to be forced out of that brush. And, fighting for what you can control around the map. This is where, some of these tier 1s come into play. It's one already knocked down on both sides, but just kind of holding it steady. There's not too much that even the Huns want to do right now. They're just kind of slowly building up on this lead. Kenny's been holding on to that RWM against Cuffin, and he's getting pretty good usage out of it. And as this builds up, you can even play it into the final slash. Have that Zaman Force there too. I think they have just really good control when it comes to objectives, and that might be a big problem for Team Falcons around the Lord time. Troll once again really looking for one of these members that he can kick, but that's the thing. Who is it? Who is going to be the one that you can kick?
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of space that Huns are, again, not only trying to take away from the side of the Falcons, but Falcons are trying to clear out their sides of the jungles before Huns can even take any gold. And now the Way of the Dragon from Troll into the Fatal Links coming in from Oyu. Kenny, he's down low, but he's also got to counter RWM. He won't be able to participate. Wait, Kenny, he actually wants to be part of this. Bravest Fighter coming out from Bankai's side, and Falcons, they've got a majority of the resources down, and now the slow RW comes out. Kenny is doing it as Sanji's trying to break it out. Bankai, again, with his Bravest Fighter, has already zoned out too, but that's going to be still Meta who finds the kill onto Troll.
Man, that's just how, I guess, the game plan of the Huns Esports, I actually thought they would just completely disengage off that, knowing Bankai was low, Kenny was low, and I expected Team Falcons just to get the turtle, but instead they end up getting caught in a fight against the Huns, and they lose it. And they could potentially lose more.
Yo, Sano in trouble. Here he comes, the Atlas, right on top of Sano. Oh, regenerate before you flickers forward with a Fatal Link to secure that kill. And Boyette takes out Bankai. 2 members left, and Oyu just has to say goodbye to still Meta as he takes it from behind.
Okay, I don't know if that's exactly necessary for the Huns Esports. I get, in theory, they wanted to get more. But in between 2 turrets at that point, the tier 1 and tier 2, this early on, 8 minutes in, it's not going to go too well, right? But essentially, they still hold on to a bit of a lead against Team Falcons. Boyette's going to go ahead and take his purple buff after still Meta gets taken down. Let's take a look at the instant replay for this one. Again, they initiate this. They don't even have that many ultimates really available. Yuki was on Cuffin, but he's just too low to be a part of this. So it just seems like, again, what was the fight there for?
Really a bit of an ego challenge, and most importantly, just to put Sano behind even further, because now Sano, Yuki already had a slight lead against Sano, but the EXP is still in Sano's favor. So really, it's trying to even that score just a little bit at the cost of their EXP laner, which is a little sad, and not to mention also Oyu, but at the very least, they haven't dropped the lead just yet. 400 gold. It's small, but it's something.
It's something right now. Looking at Boyette's build, too. He's got a Radiant Armor. He's building into his next, so a little bit of a Molten Essence there, too, to help him even further farm against this Baksha. But, he's eventually going to be tanky enough, too. Yeah, there's the build. Look at the difference for Yuki.
Dude, I love the fact that Yuki is like, man, I'm showing off this new tech, but I got to make sure I buy my leather armor.
I need the leather jerkin.
Boys, the leather jerkin is the difference maker right now, even though my boots are complete. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I just need just a little bit more armor for those concussive blasts, even though it does magic. But 4 seconds left. The Lord's about to spawn.
Yep.
At least they're setting up the waves.
Setting up the waves right now with this Lord up here. Yuki just picked up his Holy Crystal. There's 2 Chastised Pauldrons for Team Falcons picked up, too. So defensiveness in tow. Nearly half health on this Lord here. They're fighting for that space. Still Meta will go ahead and jump forward.
Bankai already using the bravest fighter. He's trying to look for an angle to zone out. Gets the stun onto Boya, but he can still get into the pit. He gets in and secures the Lord, no problem. RWN gets canceled out early on as Kenny still holding on to his, ends up dying regardless. With that, Sano able to clear the rest. Falcons try. Yuki gets Sanji, and Sano, he needs to get back in there, get in the fight as they're trying to disengage. Huns finally out of there. 3 for 2 trade in favor of the Falcons.
Oh man, 3 for 2, but this Ballman just dancing around the jungle. Still Meta will be able to get his buff, but with Sano still alive and Boyet, that is just too much heat to handle. Now they have a Lord marching up top side. Team Falcons has been through the gauntlet, man. Even today alone, they got themselves the objective. They're playing around this Ballman, but that fight, honestly, could have almost gone over to the Huns.
It really could have. It really could have. Now, they got to open up the map and really take advantage of these Lord-empowered minions. They still have Lord on that top side. However, it's collapsing from every single angle, and the Huns don't want to spread up too far. The majority of the members of Falcons already taking the T2 down on bottom side. As top side gets revealed, the Huns have all the information they need.
All right, Lord dealt with by Yuki. We already saw a preview. Yuki's damage is online, especially when, like I said, he picked up that Holy Crystal before that fight broke out. He's in a good position to go ahead and fight into the fights. Now, conceal use. We'll see what Kenny continues to do. You know, it's pretty much the RWM. They want to go ahead and fight into that, but they just need a little bit better timing, I'd say, on their choices of either initiation or, you know, pulling back a little bit when Team Falcons tries to go forward. Like you mentioned, the bravest fighter sometimes used pretty early on by Bunkai, but it might be one of those cases, again, now that your damage is getting online, you're getting to that point where you're hitting that power spike if you're the Huns Esports. You're relying on OU to get this setup going, because looking at even the damage charts, there's quite a difference there across the board.
Oh, okay. An SOD to double check the position on this purple buff.
Did he get that?
He did get it.
Oh, no, Yuki got it. Wait, did Yuki get it?
Wait.
Yeah. Yuki got it.
All right.
Yeah, yo, Sana doesn't have it. So.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. But hey, he still checks it, right? 44 seconds until we see the next Lord actually spawn, and at this point, I don't know. I'm a little nervous, right? Because Troll has been doing phenomenally. He's been getting some really good kicks in. He's been delaying the opponent so many different times. But what they really need is to not show Cuffin. They need to deny Kenny from getting the RWM.
See if Kenny ends up getting it or not. But yeah, Troll was asking who is he going to be kicking through this game, and I feel like he's been able to find the targets, find the marks. The game, as it goes on, though, it's a little bit more difficult to be able to do that. OU as well, and so Yuki, you know, so crucial. You know, we saw this in the last game where sometimes Yuki getting blown up so quickly. Once you lose that firepower, I feel like the Huns Esports lineup is just, you're lacking a lot. And so with this, Lord is up. Team Falcons will go ahead and blitz down the Lord. Half health already. Bunkai's given the information, but Boyet quickly secures it.
Still Meta getting a bit distracted, and now they're forcing the Fatal Links onto one. The stolen RWN as an attempt as the kick comes through in the Salmon Force. Yuki's dead! Cuffin finds him, and now the rest of the team's in some trouble as Bunkai, already in all 5, tries his best to take out Sano, but it's a little too late. He gets pushed on backwards, and Sano going to have to recall 2 for nothing, but every battle spell under the sun being exposed.
Man, again, Lord secured. The Huns Esports a little hesitant to be in range to contest the Lord, ends up biting them in the behind. They lose Yuki. As I just said, you know, Yuki's positioning in the last game was something to take note of, and now he's just been locked down by Team Falcons. He's going to be back up for this base defense. We'll have to see it. Fatal Links should be up here shortly. They're going to have to hold this push in from the Lord as it charges into the mid turret. Takes it to half health. They're trying to defend.
They get the kick onto Still Meta. RWM from Cuffin is going to be enough here as Boyet takes out Still Meta with the execute. OU thinking about it as the Salmon Force has already been thrown out. No more Fatal Links. He's still on cooldown, but that's 2 inhibitors already broken, and a moving empowered wave coming through that mid side. Troll misses the opportunity for the 3rd hit, but Bunkai is able to trade at the cost of his flicker. It's a good defense, but again, big spells out. Cuffin looking to trade out, and there we go. Yuki, he finds one. He wants to extend it, but it gets only the orange buff.
Oh man, Yuki's damage is there. It's just, again, they have to get positioning in favor for them. They defend the base, man, but half health on that bottom turret, and it's nearly gone. And they've only gotten one turret in this game. Even if they can defend like that, they need to start opening up the map a little bit more and at least be in a position to fight the next Lord fight. They were too late for the last one. This next one is crucial. We're talking about a Lord to win potentially the wild cards and move on forward. They've got a minute to get prepared for it. Looking at the itemization, things are where they need to be. Still, MENA is down against Boyet on the ballman in terms of gold, but that's not so much to worry about. Still, MENA is still able to go ahead and contest if he can just be there for those Lords.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is like right now, the shred is actually gigantic from Boyet. Like, just standing within that world for a couple of seconds as you get shredded. Sano at full stacks is doing real damage on top of that missing armor. It's almost as good as true damage at this point. But now here comes the kick onto OU's side. He flickers away and quickly, okay, SOD and as well as RWM being expanded here. A little over the top, but there's still 18 seconds left for the next Lord.
Yeah, they can stall that out. Again, they can play the map too. They've got pressure cross map if they want to go ahead and try that way. Wait up for these ultimates to be backed up. You know, on the other hand, OU doesn't have a flicker. There's no surprise that he's going to be able to pull off if they go for that that play around this Lord. Wishing Lantern 2 picked up for Yuki, so even more so will his damage be a threat. And the Falcons, they'll take their time with this. The Huns Esports are in a tow. They're in range and position. Troll has a flicker available. Spots things out, gives information.
They're just going to macro it out. They know that there's two naturally pushing waves in top and mid. They want to look for a position here, and Huns, it looks like they're having to force this RWM to slow it down. Yuki forces the flicker, but Boya takes out Yuki, and now this try should be done. Sano, nobody can stop him as he gets free auto attack. Sanji takes out Kenny, and now Sano takes out OU. The rest of the Huns start to fall, and this is it. After 2 years of back-to-back failures of making it from the group stage, we see that Falcons, Middle East, North Africa coming to represent as they're looking to finish this game with a wipeout.
Team of Falcons will celebrate as the minions and the rest of the team, all alive, will push forward to the main stage of MSC.